Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to some more Soulstone survivors. I can say words, mostly, but specifically for the Frostborn Wrath, update, which just added a bunch of, like, new character traits, a couple of new abilities, a bunch of runes, and just overall progression stuff. If I remember right, some of the characters didn't have skill trees yet, in the meta progression system, and so that's been added in, so I figured it would be a good time for me to come back and play some more, Soulstone survivors, as I actually seriously enjoy this game, and I have completely forgotten I'm supposed to go hide in a corner, unless they've changed it. They might have. Let's just go for some crit damage. Do I want to go for crit damage? Is that actually worth it? I suppose so. Yeah, I actually sound better. I've been sounding pretty rough for the last couple of days, and so I was kind of wondering if that was going to stick with me for a while yet. But I think I'm starting to get to the point where I'm actually feeling pretty healthy. I can definitely feel like a little bit of strain, but otherwise, I don't know. Look, it's like the most important thing that's happened to me in the last couple of days. Normally, whenever I have a birthday, I get like super cursed. And so this year I got sick for the first time in like years. I'm not used to this many enemies. Okay, so slam missile burst physical. Wing frontal. Wing frontal. So this isn't actually that good. We could re-roll. I like demolish, but no. Swing frontal physical. So heroic strike. Sure. Let's just mix that in. I'm sticking with the barbarian at least for now, as he is by and far my most progressed character. I should probably load this up on my Steam Deck and actually, you know, make some progress on this game, but been kind of busy. There's so many games. Let's see, apply slow, double slash. I think I'm just gonna work on upgrading my moves. Let's see, frontal physical, but that's chaos bolt. I don't think I care too much. Let's keep going for some rerolls. Okay, so one type. Okay, three types. Savage strike. Massive strike in front of you, dealing a ton of damage, divided amongst enemies hit. Huh. We'd also have Scent of Blood. Cast frequency by 10%, extra 1% for every stack of bleed or hemorrhage. So we do apply bleed and hemorrhage, in fact. And then we also have subdue. Ooh. So actually, strike dealing damage, extra per stack of bleed and hemorrhage on affected targets. So I think we want Scent of Blood and subdue. So we're gonna lock these and grab Scent of Blood for now. Oh, I see. So we've locked Scent of Blood, and now we've got the swing. That's fine. Yeah, let's go for like a heavy bleed boost build. And see if we can actually make that into something. Okay, there's Scent of Blood. I do want some of these, but no, let's get Scent of Blood up in this mix. Because yeah, if I can get it so every single one of my abilities is applying large quantities of bleed and other things, we might actually have some interesting potential here. And yeah, I'll give myself a little bit of defensive measures, because ultimately I can and will get killed. And do I want to get Savage Strike? It doesn't do bleed. Maybe it's fine. It matches most of these. So I think I'll just go for Savage Strike for the time being, and if we see something better that shows up, I'll replace it. I'm more interested in having the ability to skip down to passives. Let's see. So slow, damage modifier, but slows me down. Now let's just go for the fragility, because that scales the amount of damage I do. Max health, armor. Guess I'll go for the armor. The slow might have been a good idea, but who knows. Okay. Yeah, this is why I wanted to fill up my entire lineup. So I could get Titan's Cleaver. Slash enemies in front of you, dealing 400 damage multiplied by your armor power. think I'm gonna get Titan's Cleaver over Heroic Strike. It doesn't do the bleed that I was kind of going for, but it does scale in its own way. And yeah, I'm just gonna go for the biggest upgrade I can. Or the biggest overall upgrade, kind of depends. Go for extra dashes. I haven't played Bullet Heavens, a whole lot of them in a while. And it's kind of nice to come back. Potency of the buff, yeah. Because what I've played... Let's see, I've played Vampire Survivors. I've played... I swear I played like another one recently and it is now completely slipped my mind. I know I played Vampire Survivors. Maybe it was just Vampire Survivors for the time being. But playing that was kind of fun and I was just like, yeah, it'd be nice to come back and check some of these. And see how many of them have gotten like big updates lately that I should pay attention to. We are taking some damage here. I think part of it is we are on a much harder difficulty level. Oh, right, I forgot. None of these are good. Magnetic. Yeah, let's snag that. We should probably grab some movement speed, too. So I'm probably going to get killed otherwise. Don't know if I killed it. Fragility, cast frequency, scent of blood. Yeah, I don't have much of a means of healing myself. Okay, I did actually take out that pillar. Let's see. Crit damage chance. Overall damage by 10%. I'm gonna keep going for crit chance, even if it's not as big of an even though it's not as big of an immediate upgrade. I think it's still worth it. Let's destroy those. But I think the pillars keep coming back forever. Multicastive, yes. I wanted the movement speed, but we do desperately need the damage right now. I'm not that strong. Okay. Block power, Titan Cleaver. I'm gonna keep going for Scent of Blood. We want to have that going nigh constantly if I can. And I should also try and kill the bosses. They're not that tough. I just don't have the range. Okay. Axe throw... 45%. There's an axe forward. Yeah. I want to go for some speed boost, but just a 10% feels kind of small. It's actually probably fine. Okay. Bloodlust would be great. Because yeah, cast frequency by 13%, extra 1% for every stack of bleed or hemorrhage. Nearby enemies for 8 seconds. Cast frequency cannot exceed 260%. Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought that was going to be, like, potentially limitless. And still, 260% ain't bad, but maybe increasing its potency increases its overall upper limit, and that I can actually get it to the point where it's much better. More dashes. Well, I might not have the movement speed that I need, but I can sure schmoove it and get out of there. Let's just keep going. Duration on Scent of Blood. Okay, expansive. Yeah, that's the other one. If I can really get my AoEs to be much larger, that'll go nice and far for me. There's some health. Health that I actually didn't need, despite the fact that I'm getting mobbed here. We're not in that dire of a state. Cast frequency, chance of poisoning enemies. No, let's go for cast frequency. And I should have gone for that damage increase, but the 20% movement speed. Yeah. I saw the movement speed and I was like, oh, yeah, clearly. And then I just didn't think about anything else. Yeah, I do not want Leviathan, no matter what. That one ain't worth it. There's the 30% movement speed that I need. You cannot catch me. I'm gonna go get rid of this, this pillar over here. Wonder if there are any upgrades that actually increase my attack speed or damage based on movement speed. Unlikely, but who knows. Is that... No, it still seems to be locked at 260%. So that might actually be not as good as I would like it to be. Unless it can multicast itself. Okay, I've taken some damage. I'm gonna keep going for the crit. Ow. Yeah, I think we don't quite have enough. We don't have enough of that bleed. I know there's an upgrade that specifically makes it so we get more bleed based on crits, and boy, that would change some things. I just know that upgrade is pretty rare. Okay, none of these. Multicaster Titan's Cleaver, absolutely. It'll be okay. Grab some health. Yeah, that 50% extra movement speed is helping. Oh, and that AoE. Because, yeah, if I can actually hit these guys from half a screen away, that's also going to help a lot. Because there's so many enemies to hit at the moment. Ow. That's stuck for just, like, half a second. Block power? No. Let's go magnetic. Bigger pickup radius, more EXP. What's not to like? Okay, none of these. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go for the magnet range and the EXP gain. Not actually sure if that one's worth it. Every once in a while I get like stuck on something and it's just like, ah. Oh. Let's see, double slash, yeah. I haven't gotten a whole lot of those big upgrades that apply to everything. Reduce all damage taken by 2. Let's see, potency of the buff by 45%. Yes, okay, so it does increase the upper limit. Good to get that confirmation. Okay, now we've still got the Prophetess, but we've got 2 others. Stay away from spin to jerk. Don't want any of these. Touch of ice to slow? Sure. I think the Prophetess... She's almost dead. There she is. Let's see. A little bit more movement speed? Yeah. I might want to go for even more armor, for obvious reasons. But I'd like to be able to outrun, casually outrun most AoEs. Ideally without having to dodge them. Because that means I don't have to waste, admittedly, my numerous dodges. Unless I absolutely need to. And that mostly means I can just kind of waltz around. Let's see, crit chance by an additional 10%. I think the one problem is they're pretty good at leading their shots. Yeah, my enemies are definitely leading their shots. Which, I mean, that's good. It means the movement speed isn't quite as useful as I'd like it to be. But that only matters for the ranged enemies. I'm curious if Spin Boy there actually gets faster. Or if he's got any kind of upper limit. Yeah, let's not get beamed. I think his rotation is somewhat locked. Cast frequency of this. What is the frequency of it? Cooldown is 16 seconds and lasts for 12. So we're almost at 100% uptime on that. And I'm not sure what happens when I go over. Is there any place where I can actually see my current buffs? The answer is no. It's not that I can tell. Did we just get a pair of ice bosses? Yeah. We got 2 columniths. Funny. Every time you apply stack of burn, chance of applying slow. Yeah, sure. Kinda no reason not to. Okay, what are we at? Crit-wise. Crit chance 75%. Okay. So, 25% more, though I swear there's an upgrade that makes it so you can over-crit. I'm almost entirely certain of that. That's fine. Not too much damage. Let's see. Crit damage chance? Yeah. Or, I think that was just crit damage, not chance. But I'll still take it. That's a 30% damage increase at this point, or at least close enough to. There we go. Yeah, I'm not losing too much. Oop. I don't know what those sandstorms are. It's interesting how different this is from what my memories of the game are. My assumption is they've probably just added a bunch of enemies, or it's something that came with the difficulty level that I just hadn't experienced yet, because I, up until this point, had not been playing on particularly high difficulties. Because I think this is like curse rating 4 or something. Armor power by 24. Heck yeah. Should make this at 2.8 times. So it does seem like the scaling on Titan's Cleaver isn't particularly amazing. It's good, but it's not like can scale amazingly fast good. Still, that's an inherent 3 times damage multiplier, which I like. Area or armor? Area. The bigger my areas, the more I'll be able... Oops, I didn't even know what I picked up. Yeah, popped up just as I was about to dodge, and it's just like, nope, nope. Wow, hi. I'm just gonna back off for a little bit, grab some ore. I've been playing too much Guild Wars lately. Ore is a region in that game, and I was just like, you know, grab some ore, and then just immediately sent myself into a completely different game momentarily. I had to like drag myself out of it. It was very much my like, I'm sick and I need something kind of comforting to play that I have like a lot of stuff to do so I feel productive, without being like challenging. Maybe not challenging. It is a game that can be challenging. I just didn't want to be like overtaxed. You know, my other alternatives were like Sea of Stars, which I think actually isn't that bad. I know there's an accessibility option to make it a little bit easier. 100% chance to deal crit on... No, that's meaningless. Damage of Savage Strike by 30% or just... No, that's vaguely worth it. Oh. We have Gammoth now. I guess we finished off the ice bosses. Let's see, what was I going to say? But yeah, my alternatives were like Armored Core, which, yeah, I wasn't going to be able to play that, or Sea of Stars, which I know has some accessibility options to make the, like, reaction controls easier. Every time you apply a stack of fragility, a chance to apply bleed as well. Yes. That is what we want, and then some. Let's see. But so I figured, I don't know. Guild Wars should be nice and easy to work with. And reasonably, I don't want to say comfortable. But there was just kind of this like lovely cozy feel for a week while I was recovering. And it didn't matter that I was like coughing all the time or had a constant sore throat. It was just yeah, this is a good time. But unfortunately, because I spent so much time with it, I was like having dreams that I was playing the game. And like when you're sick, especially with the sickness I had, wasn't COVID, I'm pretty sure. It was pharyngitis was the closest I could find symptoms wise to what I had. And it also seems pretty likely, just because common. But I would be like waking up and managing my inventory in my head because I was like so sleep deprived and tired. Crits have a 50% chance of applying bleed. Oh, this legendary multicast is tempting, but we need more bleed. Everything will melt. Because yeah, if I've got a 100% chance to crit, I've effectively got a 50% chance to apply bleed on every hit. And if I'm attacking all the time, we blended. Area modifier by 20%? Yes. Give me that swing size. Okay, now we only have 2 bosses left after this one. Oh, I got killed. I got hit for 80 damage there. Damn. Yeah, that slow-mo indicated that I had gotten killed and used up one of my revives. Which must have been a boss AoE or something. I'm gonna run around for a hot second. There's some health. Yeah, taking that kind of damage is a bit rude. Bit hard to deal with. Yeah, so we might want to consider stacking even more movement speed here. I know they lead their shots, and that makes this tough. Oh, we're in trouble. I ran out of dashes right in a corner. At least they come back pretty quick. Oh, getting bounced like that is rough. Additional 20% movement speed? Yeah. We're not going to be feeling those upgrades as much anymore. But I think that's okay. There. There goes the boss. Oh! No, actually that was the end. Sick. Cast frequency of double slash. I'm going to throw us into... Where's the portal? Oh, do we not have any of the other portals? Oh. Alright, sure. Why not? I was gonna go into the harder difficulty, but I think there are conditions for that. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm just trying to unlock stuff. I think I boosted my mouse sensitivity a little bit. Let's see. Question is, can I go to the blacksmith? No, we still are lacking tin. Well, we have enough platinum. What about the skill tree? We've got 9. I don't remember if these are on a per character basis. Because that applies to the barbarian. Rage per kill, yeah. Ah, here it is. Block power. This is applied to everybody. let's see. Pickup range, max health. I don't think max health is going to help us too much. Ah, reduces the rate at which you lose rage. That's not a bad idea. Okay, and it looks like we've got some more. I don't know what happens when you hit out here. It seems like there's another layer, and these guys, for whatever reason, have this, like, crack going down and connecting. So there's got to be something. Unlocks the rune Adrenaline. Increases your cast frequency by 0.4% per missing health point. Ooh, that's pretty good. Unfortunately, yeah, we don't have a whole lot of rune slots or other things. So the question is, do we want to try a different character? My Barbarian is level 60, which is apparently not that good. And we've unlocked new things for the Elementalist. Well, I think every core character... Oh, not every core character, but a lot of these core characters. What is this? Oh, reset your skills. Yeah, so we could do Elementalist. We could do one of these other characters if we wanted to. Oh, we have a Death Knight. 50,000 body mass. Cast frequency modifier, movement speed modifier, area modifier, unable to dash, immune to stun. Okay. I think he's new. We're gonna play the Death Knight. He seems like he's got some potential. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to do a T4 run with him without any meta progression. I need tin. Where do we get tin? That's iron. Silver. Tin. Okay, so let's go back to... Because I could go here, but I'd probably die. I could try it anyway. You know what? Let's try it anyway. We're just gonna chuck our face into a wall and just hope for the best. Okay, so I cannot dash, but holy smokes, that is a sweep and a half. Now am I aiming my slash? I am. Okay, well I'm gonna go live in the corner. So what is this? Shadow Swing Frontal Magical Physical. Applies weakness. I don't think it was actually worth going for the bleed stacks. I think it's better to go for like raw damage. Namely, I don't think the buff was worth it. But it's hard to tell. Let's go for the armor power. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep swinging. I'm just gonna keep swinging. I'm just gonna swinging. I am just gonna swinging. Okay, so we could go for Titan's Cleaver again. Because this is Shadow Swing, Frontal, Magical, and Physical. The problem is, Swing, Frontal, and Physical, you don't get a whole lot of the combos. Still, Titan's Cleaver is pretty good. Skills reasonably well damage-wise. I'm gonna cough. There we go. Like, I just gotta shake loose whatever it is. But at least I feel like I could record for like 2 hours a day. Attacks have a chance of applying Doom? Hell yeah. Okay, we could go for more of a shadow build as well. Void, Doom, sure. I'm just gonna pick whatever, we'll just see what happens. Crit damage multiplier, 24%, sure. Crit chance. The one problem is this void is, oh, we have another option. We could just go for a lot of vortexes. I haven't tried that. That could be fun. Man who black hole good. Let's see. Yeah, let's just go for a bunch of universal things. Until we figured out what my ability set is, I don't mind. And yeah, I'm pretty quick, so these AoEs aren't too much of an issue for me. Let's see. Glacier over a random enemy, dealing damage, pushing enemies back. Now let's reroll. Okay. I like it. Area modifier of every skill. Wow, Bladestorm's actually, like, stupid. If I can get that cooldown to be shorter or its duration to be longer, I don't think you can affect its duration, though. No, lasting might actually... You might be able to do it. Okay, Bloodlust. Are you nearby allies' movement speed and cast frequency? I mean, yeah? It seems like we're going for a persistent damage AoE build. Because yeah, if I can have Bladestorm be 100% active all of the time. Area modifier of all of your area skills. Yep. Okay. Blizzard over... Okay. Yeah, let's just get rid of Titan's Cleaver. I think I shouldn't be in this corner. Let's see, go for the fragility. Yeah, let's go for the fragility. Some passive status effect generation isn't the worst idea. Ah, they lost their doom stacks. That's okay, I wasn't really expecting it. Multicast of Void. That's only this one. It's good, though. Because, yeah, if I can have multiple of those black holes going simultaneously, that strikes me as pretty worthwhile. Okay, Shadow Missile lasting, or a Poison Bomb. Yeah, Poison Bomb. Okay, area modifier of Ice Vortex, armor. I'm not actually taking much for damage here, but it's fine. Yeah, it kind of sucks that those doom stacks don't just persist. Fragility, area, It's of slowing. Probably just gonna go for expansive. I'm noticing they're worse at leading shots with me on this horse. I wonder if it's actually leading based off of... It's trying to predict my speed without the horse upgrade. Hence the disparity. Throw some fire into the mix. We do also have Death Vortex, which... is really good. I'm gonna get rid of the Poison Bomb in favor of Death Vortex. Okay, potency of bloodlust. Yep. Okay, so Flamboy is a bit of a worry. Especially because I don't do that much damage yet. Or am I fast enough to just fully outrun his flamethrower? Go area for Bladestorm. I want the Bladestorm to be so large it goes off the screen. It's already freaking massive to begin with. Okay, fragility, crit chance, area for Bladestorm. Okay, I'm just gonna go over here for a while. I think trying to go through that central area is a mistake. Too risky. Oh, you can destroy the debris. Interesting choice. Anyway, now that I have these guys kind of in the central location, this should be a little easier. It should be. Yeah, we don't do the pure damage that some of my other builds would have. Let's see. More fragility? Yeah. What I aspire to do is get all of the bosses kind of corralled into one clump and just run circles around them. Let's see. Area modifier or damage? I don't actually know if damage is necessarily as worth it. Stack of fragility, stack of bleed. We seem to be doing kind of okay. And yeah, it looks like I can actually push enemies out of my way, which is quite amusing. I guess that 50,000 extra character mass goes a distance. Let's see. Additional movement speed. My horse must be even faster. Okay, Heroic Strike. No. Death Vortex. Let's just go for the fragility. Because that gets us the extra bleed. Or does it? It might not. Chance to poison? Sure. Okay, here we go. Multicat? No. Cast frequency of everything by 20%. Hope these new friends are not too friendly. Yeah, we don't have the raw damage. The acid rain would have actually been maybe kind of good, but whatever. Movement speed. We will not catch this man. He's on a horse. Are you on a horse? No. Okay, I might have hit the... I don't want to call it like a speed soft cap here. I am dying though, so I guess this is probably not as true. I guess I could go looking for health. I'm not seeing much. Yeah, the problem is I don't do that much immediate direct damage here. And so I can't just mulch through the boss. Or bosses. Like I kind of need to avoid damage. Oop. Okay, more frailty or more raw damage. Let's go for the raw damage. I hope that affects status effects. I've never checked. I don't know if those scale, or if they just scale in sheer quantity and that's it. Yeah, we're having a kind of weird time with this. Mostly boiling down to the fact that I'm so fast. I'm so fast that most enemies can't hit me. And I have such large AoEs, that most regular mobs aren't a problem. Because they can't catch me, and I just chew through them in seconds. But because the bosses are bigger, my status effects tick off before they can stack up, because I can't stay close to them all the time to get them to stack beyond just a handful of levels. Ah, area modifier of all lasting type upgrades. We're getting to the point where my super... I love the fact that I'm spinning atop my horse. But we're getting to the point where my super spin has enough reach that I can no longer see it. It is too big. Sir, continue spinning. It's the only thing that will save me. I think the other problem is my lasting moves. They don't necessarily aim for the boss, they just aim for whatever. Let's see. Area of Blade Storm. Yup. Yeah, one or two more and I'll be able to hit off the screen all the time. I mean, we already are on a vertical level, but I mean, like, every direction. The only way you'll know I'm doing Blade Storm is because my character is just doing a sick spin atop his horse. Oh, all of the bosses have shown up. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, though. Slow, chance of applying fragility. Yeah, snag that. Okay, do we even have any lords left, or is it... No, there's one more set of bosses. Scale up our poison stacking a little bit. I don't know how good it is. But it does seem like the bosses are melting a little bit more aggressively here. I'll walk through the poison. Ow. That is the bad idea. The area modifier of the void or chance of burning. Chance of burning. That was a mistake. Oh, we only took 3 damage from it. You cannot outspin me. I am the one who spins. It's definitely not the longest run. Or not the, sorry, it's definitely not the shortest run I've ever done. But for a character that ostensibly has no specialized meta progression, nor blacksmith born starting weapon, we're doing fine. Holy crap. Got locked in there for a little bit. Okay, we have Blizzard. No, I must go faster. You will not catch this man. You cannot catch this man. Ah. I almost kind of wish the game would zoom out just a little bit with every movement speed upgrade. Yeah, unfortunately, the presence of Alexi is making it a little harder to traverse. As, The dude is laying a lot of poison on the ground. Okay. Crit chance, sure. Alright. I think. Hard emphasis on think. I think I'm doing okay. I mean, I haven't died yet. That's the big one. Keep going for the poison. My damage still feels kind of stinky low. Ow. But I'm noticing I'm stacking, like, a lot of stacks of doom on some of them. Ow. Oh, at least that beam isn't insta-death anymore. It used to be. Okay, and then there were 3. I'm just gonna take the long way around. Festering Strike? No. Cast frequency of this. What is the... No, I'm gonna go for multicast chance on the Void. I figure having a bunch of those kind of strewn about would actually be pretty huge. Especially if I can make them bigger. Okay, let's bring them back. We've been looping around the wrong thing. I don't think I have too much of a choice here, but... Alright. Oh, good. We've got a second Alexi. That's fun. I'm maybe toast. We will see. My current status as baked goods is... It's still up in the air. I've still got a couple of revives. And I can definitely play the waiting game here. I just might have to hurt my DPS a little bit by, like, ranging a little further out. Let's see, cast frequency. Because ideally I'd like to get it so I'm triggering Bloodlust constantly. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, we're down to 5, but yeah, unfortunately, 500,000 plus HP is actually really difficult for this build to chunk through. Last guy was hitting for like 10k every once in a while. And that was enough. This guy... not so much so. Okay. Whew. I always want to go for the status effect build because it seems like it would be really cool. But it's just never had quite the oomph I'm going for. Maybe I'm just lacking the right upgrades for it. The fact that there's 2 Alexis is the big issue, as I almost have no choice but to take damage on some of these throughways because I can't turn around. I guess we could take the really long way around. Because I can go in just these huge loops. How? How is this still here? Well, I was going to say we can go in these huge loops to avoid, but... yeah, those poison novas just remain for, like, forever? Not forever, but they remain for an obscene amount of time. And I can't reliably, like, avoid them all the time. Because I'm so fast and I can't quite see where I'm going. Every once in a while I see one of those articles go by of, like, so-and-so, you know, beat the land speed record in this modified, like, supercar. And it's just like, oh no. And how are you not dead? How do you... I mean, I'm sure most of them just do it on a... on, like, a straightaway out in the middle of nowhere where you're not just going to get cooked. But from my perspective, it just seems like I would just miss the one cactus that was, like, left behind, or the random impediment, and then that would just be the end of me. Yeah, problem is I'm not doing any meaningful damage here to Alexi. Or like half of these bosses. Like, I get in there, I give them some status effects. Ow. And that's the end of it. I knew I was kind of biting off more than I could chew. I was hoping I'd be able to get through it with just gusto. But it looks like gusto is not enough. Is this still... it's not fully locked off to me, but I shouldn't go through there that often. When I was playing Vampire Survivors with Rito. I mean, I guess that video is going out the day I'm recording this, so I guess hopefully some of you will have seen it. But he said one of his biggest issues that he runs into with a lot of these is that it feels like it needs, or it feels like there's too much empty space. And that you almost need, like, another person to talk to while you're doing it. And I very much am in full agreement. But I feel like Soulstone Survivors would actually be a really good candidate for the addition of local multiplayer. Bring a friend, you know, hang out with them, chat while each of you has kind of specialized builds. So maybe you have one guy that's hyper good at absolutely decimating hordes, and somebody else that is very good at taking out one singular enemy. Because these bosses are an issue. Okay, area power, yep. I can still see my spin just a little bit in the corner. Oop. Okay, good. This is cleared out. Yeah, if we could even just have one less Alexi, this gets much easier. Because if I only had one of them, there would be far less poison blocking the ground. And then I'd be less likely to take random chip. I think we've got this, but gosh, if it isn't slightly agonizing. I don't know necessarily like how I would critique this, because so much of it is my fault for getting cocky. The interesting point is it almost kind of highlights the lack of... shoot. I should have just ran through it. And this is why I want to have less Alexei. The problem is I don't know if that's the right one or not. There's 2 Alexeis, and I need to kill one of the 2. Okay, let's just loop up top. Because yeah, I've done 100,000 damage to one of them. I think I keep... Well, I actually have no idea who I'm hitting. The other question is, of course, is Alexei even vulnerable to poison damage? Okay, keep avoiding. Ooh, bat. There goes 1 life. It's fine. I don't know, I might not make this. Unfortunately, I don't want to say attrition is getting to me, but this build sucks. And so as much as I want to win, as much as I am chasing this potential victory, okay, I think that was it. It is just so much harder because I'm getting tired. That I specifically play these games for interesting variants in build upgrades and whatnot. And that it is kind of like pulling teeth when my build is crystallized and it's not good. And that I still have X amount of run left in me. I often bring up Binding of Isaac as my chief example here. I love Binding of Isaac. It's probably one of the best roguelikes of all time. It's absolutely one of the best roguelikes of all time. But one of the beefs that I have with Binding of Isaac consistently was that a lot of the upgrades just weren't that interesting. There were some good ones. Some, like, incredibly good ones, and comboing a lot of them together was a ton of fun. The perpetual beef I had... Oh, that's not a pickup crystal. Ow. Got some health. Was that there were a lot of just junk upgrades that were so situationally useful that they were practically useless. Range upgrades being probably the most common one I can think of. I didn't necessarily hate range upgrades. There were times where they were useful, but there were a lot of other times where it was just like, yeah, but I have like 6 of these, and you know what I need? Just a little bit of damage. I just don't need another one. Same thing with, like, usable items. I would often have issues, where I'd be given constant, you know, just use items that I didn't want. Usually because I had the D6 or something. But I remember one run where I, like, cleared 3 floors, somewhat angrily, and all I had to show for it was, like, 2 range upgrades, a speed upgrade, and, like, some of those really weird edge case use items that, you know, maybe really skilled Isaac players knew how to use well, but from my perspective, it was just like, wow, this is just garbage and bad. Go for the armor. I don't actually know if it's gonna... armor's gonna make much of a difference here. 66 damage, damn. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make this. It's fine. I'm sure this character is going to get like an obscene amount of EXP as a result of all of it, so it's hard to immediately care that we're not going to get the level progression. And I mean, who knows? We're actually doing a ton of damage now because I can be near these guys most of the time. Because yeah, the two Alexies locked me into the point where I couldn't do anything. One singular Alexi cannot do that. So as long as I don't make any particularly goofy mistakes, we'll live through this. The problem is I make some goofy mistakes because I'm not paying that much attention. I'd like to, but it's just I'm going cross-eyed, man. Dodging all of these AoEs for this long has put me into that kind of like weird flow state where almost like my brain and my body have separated themselves, and they're working together, but not that aggressively. And so I'm almost just kind of as much of a passenger to this video as you are. You know, anonymous viewer watching this video, or not so anonymous, I guess, if you leave comments. Let's see. But so, as part of that, there's just kind of that feeling of like my growing fatigue with what I'm doing is making me sloppier. I mean, that's exactly what it is. That said, we have melted them a decent amount, and my HP is going up. So as long as I don't get one shot by like a big AoE or walk through too many more just random hits, maybe we got this. It'd be nice. Be nice to keep making progress here. Yeah, the big killer is when I hit a roadblock and have to turn around. Because those always have the potential of dooming me. I'm just gonna keep going cast frequency. I think we just didn't get quite enough of the upgrades that we needed to, like, make this build really sing. Anything that has a low amount of HP is fine, but yeah, I have no way of, like, specifically concentrating my damage on any one enemy or any one area. And so I'm just entirely hoping that my vortexes and whatnot, are hopefully hitting these bosses as they go by. The problem with my brain being divorced from my body and just being a passenger on this is that I'm pretty sure I'm sleepy. Well, I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact. I know for a fact I'm sleepy. It's been kind of rainy the last couple days, and obviously coming off of being sick is, you know, its own kind of exhausting. And so unfortunately, as part of that, it's just kind of this, you know, low-level fatigue. And so, like, I could go back to bed for a while. I don't want to because I'm bored and I want to enjoy, you know, enjoy my life and time and things. Is this even remotely close to worthwhile? Let's go more poison. Yeah, effectively, as soon as I wake up, I'm just like, alright, it is time to do fun things, finally. I don't dream often. Sometimes I do. Or maybe I just don't remember it, but it's one of those where, like, I wake up and I start thinking about all the fun things that I could do. And going back to sleep is usually not one of them. And so it always makes staying asleep slightly tougher than it needs to be. I think we actually got this. I'm shocked, honestly. I was gonna say, especially if we kill Alexi first, the other guy's gonna just fold, but it honestly looks like we're going to be taking them out kind of simultaneously. Yeah, unfortunately I have the same problem driving sometimes where I'm just tired enough that I could, like, go back to bed, but I know I need to stay awake, but I don't have enough to keep me awake. I'm like, what I should do is, like, listen to podcasts in the car or something like that. Oh, boss got angry. Really hoping he'd have enough doom. There he goes. Oh. Oh, blessed be, I am free. Hopefully that got me a ton of resources. Well, we got level 10 with the Death Knight. Level 20 with the Death Knight. Prestige 5 with the Death Knight. Win a match with all curses up to including tier 4 on the Dungeon of Despair. Cool. So that got me some upgrades. I actually rather like the Death Knight. He seems pretty cool. He doesn't have a... wait, no. He has a tree. Why is it all the way out here? What? Okay. Okay, so you can harvest souls, damage modifier, durations. Put a little bit in that. Let's see. And then he's out of skill points. Anything else? Yeah, blacksmith. Might as well grab the Greatsword of Doom. So extra max health, damage modifier. Gets me Unholy Aura and also Reap. Sure. And why don't we go back to the Barbarian? Because we can also make the Tempest Battle Axe. Forget what all of these achievements do. It usually unlocks a new move. Maybe a talent, sometimes a character. Well, one way or another, I think this video has gone on plenty long enough. I really enjoy the new changes that have been added to this game. I still want more layered progression systems. The skill tree helps tremendously. I think this is one of the things the game desperately needed. But I'd like to see more. But I think I also just need to play as some of the other characters to unlock things like this. The block power for all of my characters. Getting stuff like that for, you know, every single one of these characters will probably make life easier for me. For now, though, I need to rest my voice. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.